I want to tell you guys about two people that I know, Manish and Shweta. Manish is a 33-year-old guy from Delhi. He's an entrepreneur, successful entrepreneur, and like many of us in this country, he is a big Bollywood fan. He loves watching every movie week in and week out. Then there's Shweta. Shweta is a 30-year-old woman from Pune, highly educated, and she holds a master's degree in public relations. She's one of those that likes to hang out with her friends a lot, go shopping, go to malls, go to theaters, go to bars, and so on. We all have at least one Shweta and one Manish in our lives. We all know of at least one of them. But wait, do we?
मेरा नाम मनीष है और मैं दिल्ली का रहने वाला हूँ। आज मैं आपको बताने जा रहा हूँ कि एज ए हैंडीकैप अगर आप इंडिया में हैं तो आपको कितनी सारी प्रॉब्लम्स का एक्सेसिबिलिटी का इशू आपको फेस करना पड़ सकता है। जैसा कि मैं आपको बता दूँ, मुझे मूवीज़ देखना, रेस्टोरेंट्स में जाना, क्लब में जाना और शॉपिंग करना, बाहर घूमने जाना, ये मुझे काफ़ी पसंद है। लेकिन मूवी की बात करूँ तो मुझे हमेशा जब भी मैं मूवी देखने जाता हूँ मुझे हमेशा सबसे नीचे की फ्रंट सीट लेनी होती है, क्योंकि जिससे मैं आराम से इंटर कर सकूं और उस पर सीट पर जाकर बैठ सकूं। ऊपर का सीट मैं ले नहीं सकता क्योंकि वहाँ पर मैं जा नहीं सकता। दूसरी बात, कई बार मुझे मूवीज़ थिएटर्स की भी सिलेक्शन करनी पड़ती है, क्योंकि कई मूवी थिएटर्स में एंट्री करने के लिए कुछ स्टेप्स होते हैं जिसमें भी मुझे उठाकर ले जाना पड़ सकता है मेरे व्हीलचेयर को। तो मुझे ये भी देखना होता है कि किस मूवी थिएटर में रैंप बना हुआ है जिससे मैं आसानी से जा सकूं।
I'm a social person. I like partying. I like hanging out with my friends at coffee shops. I like going for movies. I like going out shopping. There was this one time when I went out clubbing with my friends, but I was denied access. I was denied entry at this club because the authorities, they didn't want to be responsible in case of any accident or mishap that that would take place inside. So I tried to negotiate with the authorities that night. However, all my efforts went in vain, and I had to go back home. A few of my friends went inside the club and partied, and I had to go back home that night. So after that incident, I was shocked. I was taken aback because it happened for the first time to me. And after that, I was a bit. I've always been a bit reluctant, to go to clubs, especially because I don't want to put myself through that kind of humiliation again.
This is not just the story of Manish or Shweta.
So yes, it happens a lot of time where like accessibility is not an issue, but uh, you get into this kind of a problem that what people are going to ask you when you are going to go to that event or any function. So I faced it in my past that I have to go to a function. I was not able to go to that function because I thought that like people are going to ask you that how this thing has happened with you, why, like it gives you a little bit of bichara kind of a feeling. So really don't look forward to it.
Hi, I'm Neenu Kevlani. I use a wheelchair due to polio. I live in a city of dreams, Mumbai, which has people everywhere, every inch. Sometimes I do get tired of so much of chaos around me. I do feel like going to seaside, some coffee shop and be myself. Look at the waves and feel calm. I'm sure most of you can do that. Just on an impulse, go and have your me time, the space to yourself. Can I really do that? Do you really think so? On my wheelchair? Go at a coffee shop by the seaside? Think about it.
More often than not, this is the life of every person with a disability. So, you've seen Manish's story, you've seen Shweta's story, you've seen Nino's story, and you've seen Varun's story. This life, I've shown you four clips, but there are 100 million people out there in India. They don't get to go into their shopping malls when the sale is on. They don't get to go into restaurants to try out different cuisine. They don't get to go into a movie theater to watch their favorite film. They don't even get to get a simple cup of coffee. So where do they go? Nowhere. They are confined by themselves in their homes or their offices. Not for a day, not for a week, not for a month, not for a year. This goes on for years, decades, and sometimes a lifetime. The only companion that they have in this case is someone at home, a parent, their sibling, or in a lot of cases, their caretaker. Can you imagine what this kind of isolation from life at large leads to? Depression, lack of self-motivation, lack of self-esteem, suicidal tendencies, mental illness. Why do you think it has come to this point? We have 100 million people in this country with disabilities. Why do you think it has come so far? Honestly, I don't know. But what I do know is why it does not change. It does not change because we don't see the problem. How many times have you walked into a mall to see somebody who's blind shopping? You see people blindly shopping, but how many times do you see a blind shopping? How many times have you gone into a restaurant and seen somebody on a wheelchair? I say this again, 100 million people with disabilities. That's 1 in 10 people. Where do you think they are? We started social spaces with the aim of bringing people out of their homes, out of their shells, to go and meet different people, to socialize, to build networks, to build friendships, to find a date, and maybe even find a life partner. What started in Gurgaon last year with 5 people, today attracts 80 to 100 people every single time in every single city that we have a meetup. We have necessary ramps, wheelchair accessible spaces, accessible washrooms, and sign language interpreters. People have traveled over 700 kilometers to attend a 3-hour meetup, purely because it gives them a sense of liberation from this isolation. This freedom to walk into a room where nobody is judging you, nobody's treating you differently, and everybody's making you feel normal, gives them a real sense of confidence to live a dignified life. Our meetups are inclusive, which means we have people with and without disabilities who attend these meetups. And we make it really fun. We do these at beaches, at cafes, at public parks, at bars, at restaurants, at hotels. And we have things like stand-up comedy, like dance performances, like karaoke, like storytelling, and so on. Held India's first ever inclusive nightlife meetup in Delhi earlier this year at the Lalit Hotel. And this is how it looked like.
मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि नाइट क्लब में इस तरह मैं कभी बाहर जा पाऊंगी। ये मेरा ड्रीम था, तो आज पूरा हो गया है।
बहुत सारी म्यूजिक, मस्ती और डांस।
it is different and it is the first time. It was completely different.
I think the energy, what I found away. I haven't danced so much my entire life, but I think it's great work, man. It's like really inspiring work. I've known Shankar for a long time now, and what they've been able to achieve is just excellent.
And trust me, this is the first time I'm attending something of this sort, and it's amazing. The experience is different, and it is something that I can't really describe in words.
One of our users told us that he has not been allowed to a club before in another city because of the fact that he was on a wheelchair, and we really wanted to do something for not just him but people like him. And we know that there are like millions and millions of people out there in the country who are not going to their favorite bar, who are not going to their favorite cafe, who are not going to their favorite stadium or their favorite theatre because either it is inaccessible or the fact that there is a social stigma around it. And we really wanted to change this, change the game when it comes to like going out for people with disabilities and really socializing and feeling equal, feeling like they can go out to a nightclub and find the one that they either date or marry or make their companion.
I'll drink, I'll dance, I'll enjoy.
टाइम टू टाइम जब सोशल स्पेसेस होता है तो और भी नए लोगों से मिलता हूँ, एंजॉय करता हूँ.
I love Inclov. I love Shankar and Kalyani.
One year and 30 meetups later, we bring together India's the largest number of people with disabilities, with 30,000 people in India. Something very interesting happened. A few weeks ago, I was browsing through my Facebook newsfeed, and I happened to see this. These are pictures of Manish, who is independently hanging out with his friends at a very popular bar in Delhi. Friends who he first met at social spaces. This brought so much joy to me to think that this is the same Manish who, when I met for the first time, was reluctant and shy to even speak to somebody or tell his name to someone. If a small company like Inclov can bring about such a big change in so many lives, just imagine a small shift in mindset of the 1.3 billion people in this country, what it has potential to do. You may have helped the blind cross the road, but how many times have you stopped to ask them, hey, how are you? How's it going? My name is Shankar Srinivasan, co-founder of Inclov, the world's first matchmaking app focusing on people with disabilities and health disorders. Thank you.